Very good. On this session of Purnatva towards absolute knowledge, in simple words, progressing as the Amapura. Before we begin this, let us begin our satsang with three mantra. About three mantra from Arman. Arman?
Vamos a empezar este satsang de Purnatva, ese progreso del alma pura, y lo vamos a comenzar cantando el mantra, Germán.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Namo Vitragai, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapava Panashano, Mangalanam Cha Sauvesim, Paramam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Sachidanand. Namo Vitragai. Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapava Panashano, Mangalanam Cha Sauvesim, Padamam Khavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Sachidanand. Namo Vitragai, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayareyanam, Namo Vasayanam, Namo Loye Savasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapava Panasano, Mangalanam Cha Sauvesim, Padamam Khavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Yes. Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand. Thank you very much. Beautiful.
Jai Sachidanand.
Yes.
Jai Sachidanand.
Yeah. Okay. In the last session, we covered three headings. And the last one, we were on the topic of Tapa, penance, internal heat, allowing the internal heat to happen. Internal heat to happen.
En el último satsang cubrimos este encabezado, estuvimos viendo Tapa y es permitir el calor interior suceda.
Patri, perdón, no se te escucha muy bien.
Yeah, just you need to increase your volume a little bit, please. Input volume.
Okay, let's see. Maybe I have to change
no. You don't need to change. You don't need to change. Just increase the volume on the, at the bottom there is a microphone on the left side, and there's an arrow going up. Click on it. In the bottom here, right? You see the arrow adjusting the microphone volume. Input microphone. See, extremely on the left side at the bottom, there is a microphone icon, right, which says mute or unmute, right?
Okay, let's see. It's easier for me to change of computer, so I will go out and come back.
It's fine. If you increase your volume, that's all. Input volume.
I don't know how. I will try it.
Well, I think later on, Cecilia or somebody will show you. All right, but let's continue. If you just speak a little louder, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. You just have to speak a little louder, and if you get tired, then we'll see something else. Okay. All right. So,
Okay.
Yeah. Good. All right. Okay. So
I will try to come back.
Because you are going through that headphone, right? But the headphone has got a microphone. It's the same thing. The computer to increase. Right. You bring it a little closer. Yeah. Bring that microphone a little closer to your. Yeah.
Like this now.
No. Yeah. It doesn't have to do.
I think it's better that I change. Recording in progress. Okay. Now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We hear something else from your computer, but that's okay. Let's see how it goes, huh? All right, so today's heading, the last heading, just to recapitulate what was happening, was that in following the Agnas, there is automatically Tap involved in it. Tap is encompassed in following the Agnas. That was the last heading, okay? Okay, so let's just wait for...
en el último satsang, el título fue permite, cuando sigues las 5 Agnas, está incluido.
Okay, all right, now it's just, okay. It's a little loud, but we can decrease it a little bit, huh? That's fine, huh? All right, good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is good. Patricia. Okay, now.
Oh, thank you.
All right, now the next heading is all four foundation legs are in Agna. All four foundation legs are in Agna. Okay, foundation legs. Any building has 4 corners, right, and 4 foundations. Any table has 4 legs. In the same way, in Agna, all 4 pillars on which our liberation is based, moksha pillars, they're called pillars of moksha. All 4 pillars are in Agna. Agna, 4 pillars. Pillar, foundation, legs.
Ujú. Bueno, todas estas 4 fundaciones de las patas que estuvimos viendo están en las agnas, ¿no? Por ejemplo, una mesa tiene 4 patas que son las fundaciones de la mesa, ¿no? Lo que sostiene la mesa. Entonces, en las agnas están los 4 pilares de moksha, de la liberación. Y en agnas, cuando estamos en agna, están esos 4 pilares.
And it is only a 3-line heading. This heading is of only 3 lines. And the only Dada is speaking. Dadashri says, we means we have placed all 4 legs, all 4 foundations in the 5 Agnas, you see. And moksha, this is 5 Agnas which lead to moksha.
Yes. Este encabezamiento son solamente 3 líneas y Dada dice que nosotros hemos puesto estas 4 fundaciones en las agnas y en las 5 agnas es lo que te eleva a moksha.
Yes. Dadashri says the first one is Gnan. Moksha.
Sorry, are you recording? Are you recording?
Yes, it is. I'm recording.
Okay.
Yes. It happens with Gnan. Moksha happens with Gnan. Dadashri says moksha happens with Darshan. Moksha happens with Charitra. And moksha happens with Tapa. So, these 4. What are the 4? With moksha, M happens with Gnan. Okay, first one. N happens with Gnan. Then number 2, M happens with Charitra. Moksha happens with Darshan. With Darshan. And then moksha happens with conduct, number 3. It's with Charitra, and notice that I'm using a C capital Charitra, conduct. And 4th one is moksha happens with Tapa. Moksha happens with Tapa.
Dada dice que moksha sucede con Gnan, moksha sucede con Darshan, moksha sucede con Charitra, conducta, y moksha sucede con Tapa.
Okay, and this Charitra conduct is not as conducta as Patricia or as Luz or as Silvina or as Anila, but Charitra as Amapura conduct.
Yes. Esta conducta de la que habla el Charitra, de que está hablando Dada, no es la conducta de Luz, de Patricia, ni de... es la conducta del alma pura, de la que habla Dada.
Yes. So all these 4 foundations are included in the 5 Agnas.
Todas estas fundaciones están incluidas en las 5 agnas.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So now the next heading is,
El próximo encabezamiento es
Darshan. The next heading is Darshan, then Tapa. In that order, okay? In that order, Gnan and Charitra. And Dada now explains these headings, okay? Darshan, Tap, Gnan, Charitra.
Bueno, el próximo encabezamiento es Darshan, Tap, Gnan y Charitra, en este orden.
So, in Akram Vignan, first comes Darshan, you see? You see, as opposed, and so first, Akram Vignan, the first thing that happens for anyone who is, for anyone's moksha to happen is Darshan.
El primero, en Akram Vignan, Darshan es el primero, y para que pueda suceder moksha.
And then, after the Darshan, the Gnan comes, you see.
Y luego del Darshan viene el Gnan.
And when Tap is present with Darshan, I'm first going to give you the exact words of Dada and then we will discuss it. When Tap is present with Darshan, then Gnan comes, okay?
Yes. El tercero es cuando Tapa está presente con el Darshan, entonces el Gnan viene.
And when Gnan, Darshan, when Gnan and Darshan become one, then Charitra comes, okay?
Entonces, cuando Gnan y Darshan se vuelven uno, Charitra sucede.
And without Gnan, Charitra cannot come.
Y sin Gnan, Charitra no viene.
Can not come. These are exact words of Dada. All right, now let me see what's next.
Estas son las exactas palabras de Dada.
Now, Dada says now to follow brahmacharya, to follow brahmacharya, celibacy, okay? Celibacy, to renounce woman, to renounce Lakshmi or wealth. All of this is called charitra or conduct in the external world, not in the world of Mahatmas, in the external world, for others. That is why you have monks and nuns and who give up wealth, etc., who give up physical comforts. People of the world will say they are following the conduct that is necessary for liberation, you see.
Yes. Para seguir el celibato, renuncian a las mujeres, a la riqueza, y todo esto es llamado charitra o conducta del mundo externo. Los mahatmas no. Las personas del mundo siguen estas conductas dicen que siguen estas conductas para encontrar la liberación.
Okay, so It's so, and whereas this here in Akram Vignan Dada says is Nishchay Charitra, is Nishchay Charitra. Nishchay means Charitra as and of the self, conduct as and of the self, not conduct of Shuddha or Marcella or Patricia or Anila, not the visible conduct, but the Charitra is the self, Soyamapura.
Dada dice que en Akram Vignan es Nishchay Charitra, que es la conducta del ser, no la de Patricia, Anila o cualquiera, porque esas son las conductas visibles. Es la conducta del alma pura, la conducta del ser.
This is a very high level. Okay, so you see, the Dadashri says ours, this ours is a Nishchay Charitra. In other words, this conduct as the self. We are in the conduct of the Amapura, and we are in the conduct of the Amapura all day long.
Yes. Tada dice que en Akram Vignan es Nishchay Charitra, que es la conducta del ser, no la de Patricia, Shuddha, Luz, que esa es la conducta visible. La conducta del alma, Nishchay Charitra es la conducta del alma pura. Es un nivel muy elevado y Dada dice, es nuestra Nishchay Charitra, nuestra conducta del ser, de la conducta del alma pura. Y nosotros estamos en la conducta del alma pura todo el día.
Nishchay means self, you see. And so, you are all familiar with Nishchay, Vyavhar, Charan Vidhi, the real and the relative, you see. So, the conduct in the relative world is called Vyavahar Charitra, a relative Charitra, relative conduct, whereas the conduct as the Amapura, Samapura, Soyamapura, conduct as the Amapura is called Nishchay Charitra, Nishchay Charitra. The two are totally separate. They're totally different. One is visible, people can see it, and the other one is invisible, inside.
Yes. El Nishchay es el ser. Esto lo tenemos conocido del Charambidi, ¿no? El Nishchay Yavajar. Yavajar es lo relativo, la conducta, Yavajar Charitra es la conducta de lo relativo. Y Nishchay Charitra es la conducta de yo soy alma pura, soy alma pura. La conducta de lo relativo, el Yavajar Charitra, es visible a las otras personas. Y Nishchay Charitra es invisible y sucede por dentro. Es la conducta interna del alma pura.
So now, so what happens in Nishchay Charitra? What happens in conduct of the Amapura as the Amapura? Conduct of the Amapura and as the Amapura, as the Amapura, as the Amapura, not this way, you see. What happens in conduct as the Amapura? What happens?
¿Qué sucede con Nishchay Charitra? Es la conducta del alma pura y cómo el alma pura. ¿Y qué sucede con esa conducta del alma pura?
So in Nishchay Charitra, Gnan, Darshan, Charitra, and Tapa are continuously seen, you see, continuously seen and are visible. In other words, visible to who? Visible to the self, you see. You know, all day long, the knowledge is visible, the darshan is visible, the conduct is visible, and the top is visible to Dada, is visible to Amapura in all of us. We know, we see, and we see that this is darshan, we see that this is Gnan, we see that this is conduct, and we see that this is Tapa. All four are being seen by the one inside, not by the people outside, not by people.
El Gnan sucede con el Nischay Charitra. Es como, perdón, en el Nischay Bajar, el Gnan sucede Darshan, Charitra y Tape. Podemos ver y es visible, y esto es visible, lo podemos ver, pero lo puede ver el ser durante todo el día. El conocimiento es visible, la conducta es visible, el tapé es visible, y es visible a Dada, que está en nosotros, al alma pura. Y entonces vemos que esto, el Gnan, la conducta y el tapé sucede.
Yeah,
es visible para el alma pura.
Yeah, visible to the one who is this Amapura, not visible to Hailvan, you know, not visible to others. It is from inside. The visibility, to be able to see anything, happens in two ways. One is from these eyes outside, and one is from inside, the darshan is from inside. The darshan is from inside. You see? Very, very subtle, very deep, but you know, let us just give the fundamental words of Dada first, okay?
Yes. Es visible para el alma pura, no para los otros, para el resto del mundo, para los files one, para los otros files. Y este es ver, uno podemos ver con los ojos, y con los ojos vemos hacia afuera, y después está el darshan, que es ver desde dentro. Desde dentro, esto es algo muy sutil y profundo, y son las palabras de Dada.
Yeah, you know, Dadashri qualifies, you know, by saying that you have to know how to see it. You have to, you know, it is a learning process, you see. For us, it's a learning process. For Dada, it is natural, you know. Dada, Dada sees, Dada sees the darshan, Dada sees the Gnan, Dada sees the Charitra, the conduct, Dada sees the Tapa. He just sees it. He just sees it. He doesn't get involved in it. He doesn't. There is no involvement in this darshan. There is no involvement in this knowledge, this Gnan, and this conduct, and this tap that we talked about last time.
Dada califica este proceso, ¿no? Por ejemplo, él puede ver el Darshan, puede ver el Gnan, puede ver el Charitra, la conducta, puede ver el Tape, que es lo que estuvimos viendo, y él solo ve, lo ve, no se involucra con el Darshan, con el Gnan, ni se involucra con el Charitra, ni el Tape, solo ve.
Dadashri says, furthermore, he says, for us there is continuous tap. There is continuous tap for Dada. Dada says, for us, Gnani Purush Dadashri, there is continuous tap, continuous inner penance, continuous, 24 hours. We are in invisible tap for 24 hours, and it is invisible tap.
Entonces dice que estamos en continuo tap, que es la penitencia interna, las 24 horas. Estamos en tap invisible las 24 horas.
Yeah, you see.
Esa es la penitencia interna.
This is the highest. Even Dada has got 24 hours tap. 24 hours tap. You think Dada is sleeping, but he's not sleeping. Even in sleep, he doesn't let deep sleep come, just a little bit, and then his vidhis are going on, he's in 24 hours tap. See? 24 hours tap.
Dice que estamos en continuo tap en esta penitencia interna las 24 horas, y esto es lo que más eleva las 24 horas de tap. Y por ejemplo, lo ves a Dada, ¿crees que duerme? Él no duerme, por ahí son momentos, no permite que llegar al sueño profundo, está en los vidhis las 24 horas, y eso es tap.
So, darshan means vision in relative world, in relative terms, okay? When you say darshan, you say, people will say, oh, sir, I have had your darshan. You see, in India, they very say, oh, I have had your darshan, I now have your darshan, okay? And he goes like this. That is visible. It is to means to, I see you, that's all. I see you. And I should put a small d there. That is small d darshan, okay? That darshan in the relative, okay? Marcella, thank you, my dear Marcella is doing every sentence here. Okay, darshan in the relative is to see, that's all, is to see. That's, oh, did you do the darshan? Did you, some great person has come, or some saint has come, did you see him? Even you say, yes, I saw him. He was far away, but I saw him. That is darshan, you see. That means you saw him, All right, and Patricia?
Yes. Darshan es la visión en en términos relativos, ¿no? Por ejemplo, en términos relativos hay gente que dice, le dice Dada, tuve tu darshan, ¿no? Y eso es lo visible, te vi. Y darshan en lo visible es lo relativo, es ver con B corta. Entonces, por ejemplo, viene alguien importante, o viene un monje, un santo, y dice, estaba lejos, pero lo vi. Eso es ver con B corta, ¿no? Ver en lo relativo.
Whereas real darshan, which is what we are talking about right now, this whole heading is darshan, Tapa, Gnan, Charitra, we're talking about these four. This is as Amapura darshan. Real darshan is, quote, seeing as Amapura. You see, this is, real darshan is to see as Amapura, you see. Real darshan is to see as Amapura. How can you see as Amapura? Then actually, darshan as the self is called U capital understanding, okay? U capital understanding. No, it's not only now just seeing. It is associated with understanding of Amapura. Amapura. Does Amapura use intellect? No. Amapura understands now, sees, begins to see much, much more. You see, that is called darshan. You see? Not of the Amapura. You can't see Amapura in front of you. Yeah, it begins with the understanding. It begins with the understanding of this life. It begins with the understanding of that is associated with all the answers. What is this? Who is that person really is? What is going on? To be able to understand what is happening, what is going on, is darshan as the Amapura. It's just an understanding, you see. It doesn't require these eyes. It doesn't require these eyes.
Yes. El darshan real que está incluido en este Gnan, Darshan, Charitra y Tapa, es ver como alma pura. ¿Cómo puedes ver como alma pura? El Darshan con alma pura es entendimiento con mayúsculas sobre el alma pura. El alma pura entiende, y cuando entiende, sucede el Darshan. No puedes ver al Darshan enfrente. Comienza con el entendimiento de quién eres, qué es lo que está sucediendo, y entiendes qué es lo que sucederá, qué es lo que sucede, y no requiere otra cosa, es desde el entendimiento.
Darshan, darshan with a D capital, is associated with total vision, not limited vision. Oh, this is Deepak Bhai, I'm doing darshan. That is darshan of the people of the world. What is total darshan? Okay, total darshan means you see with Agna vision, you see it with Agna vision. In the relative world, he is called Deepak Bhai. In the relative world, he is giving satsang. You see, really, he is Amapura. Amapura. His satsangs are happening on the basis of scientific circumstantial evidences. You see. That's it. This is called, there's so much. You see, to see completely from beyond the limitations of the intellect and the ego is called darshan. Darshan.
Yes. El darshan está asociado con la total visión. Podemos decir, oh, ahí está Deepak, pero eso es una visión mundana, ¿no? Relativa, ¿no? En la visión de las Agnas vemos desde lo mundano, bueno, o es Dipa o hace satsang, pero con la visión real del alma pura, vemos que es alma pura, Dipa que es alma pura, y que el satsang sucede por las evidencias científicos circunstanciales. El ver la visión completa es ver con la visión completa y es ver más allá del intelecto y del ego. Y entonces estamos en Darshan.
This darshan, the ability to see this way, the ability to see this way, you see, the ability to see this way brings moksha. It brings moksha. And that's exactly what Dada says. Darshan gives, with darshan, moksha happens. Didn't Dada say that? Just in the previous heading? The moksha happens with darshan. Moksha happens with Gnan. Moksha happens with Charitra. Moksha happens with Tapa. You see?
Este es el Darshan, es la habilidad de poder ver, de poder ver con mayúsculas, y esto trae moksha. Y es exacta las palabras de Dada. Dada dice que con Darshan moksha sucede, con Gnan moksha sucede, y con Charitra y Tape Darshan moksha sucede. No todo con mayúscula.
So next time somebody asks you, did you do the darshan? Did you get your turn? What's your pass number? Or did you get the turn? You know. That darshan you can do even while you're sitting in with all those people waiting for your turn, you see. You can do the darshan. You can do the darshan of the Amapuras, all the people who are lined up, who are lined up to go for 1 second darshan. This 1 second darshan is a different thing, okay? We will talk about it some other time, but right now let us continue here.
Por ahí te preguntan, ¿hiciste darshan? Puedes hacer darshan incluso estando donde estás, puedes hacer darshan mirando a las personas, pero bueno, esto lo vamos a hablar en otro momento.
But you see, to not be sexual, to not have anything to do with a woman, to not have anything to do with money, etc. These are all external conducts, and that is what people on the karmic path do, whether it is in Christianity or in Hinduism or in Jainism. Ism means doing, path of doing, ism. To do, you follow the rules, you follow what's been prescribed, you see. You follow what has been said in the book, to follow the rules. And people who cannot follow those rules are highly impressed with the people who are following the rules. How do you know that person is following the rules? Just because he wears the clothes of a priest, or the clothes of a monk or a nun, how do you know they're following the rules? You know, yeah, people will say, oh, they are not interested in money, they're not interested in sex, they are not interested in all the good food, etc. That's Vyavahar Charitra, that is a worldly conduct. You see, people, some people appreciate this, others they really get so impressed, they're always doing everything for these saints or with these priests or, you know. All right, this is how the world is. It will not liberate you, it will bind merit karma, you see.
Yes. Por ejemplo, no ser sexual, no buscar, renunciar a lo sexual, a las mujeres, al dinero, todas estas son conductas externas, ¿no? Y es un camino de hacer, y lo haces siguiendo reglas, siguiendo lo que dicen los libros u otras personas. Y las personas que no pueden seguir estas reglas es como que se asombran de los que sí pueden. ¿Y cómo te das cuenta que sí pueden? Te das cuenta por las ropas, porque renuncian a las mujeres, al dinero o a la comida. Esta es una conducta humana y algunos se impresionan. Así que esto es mundano, pero no te libera. Lo único que hace es crear buen karma.
Good. All right, so when we come to the next heading now, this is the third heading of this morning, and this is on page 38. And this is, next heading is aho, aho. Aho means wow, oh wow, you know, or whatever, wonder, wow, wonder. It's an exclamation of wonder. Aho, aho, adbhut antartap, aho, magnificent inner penance. Now, this is the heading, and essentially, so this is the heading. Oh, wow, magnificent inner penance. It's still, the talk is going on about, the satsang is going on about the theme of tap. You see, tap. Magnificent inner penance, okay?
Este es el tercer título, encabezamiento, y es aho, que quiere decir wow, que es una exclamación de deseo, dice, es la magnífica penitencia interna, es el team de TAP. Wow.
And so now, Dadashri says, except for vitarags, except for vitarags. And I'm going slowly, and I'm sorry I have to go slowly because I really am giving you the words as they are, you see. Except for the vitarags, except for the vitarags, the absolute lords, you see. This Dada Tap has not been done by anyone else. Okay, this is Dada stuff, and Dada is in inverted commas. Okay, this Dada stuff is Dada, you know, Dadashri, or Dadashri doesn't say my tap. It says this Dada stuff has not done by anyone else. Okay, this is, see how Dada, excuse me, see how Dada is so separate from M. Patel and the Gnani. You see, right now Dada is, when Dada says this, Dada's tap, he is saying the tap of M. Patel and the Gnani Purush, because now he is speaking as Dada Bhagwan, you know, from inside, he's saying, this tap, this Dada's tap of M. Patel Gnani Purush, okay? That kind of tap has not been done by anyone else in the world except for the Vitarags, except for fully enlightened ones, okay? Vitarags means those who were here, you know, in our world, 24 of them, you know, 24 of them, they were involved in this kind of tap, you see. And Dada says, and he says, this tap is Dada's. It is, this tap is Dada's, you see. Dada's. Now we know Dada's tap, okay? And he's looking at, he's not talking about Dada Bhagwan, because Dada Bhagwan doesn't have to do tap. You understand? Dada Bhagwan is like the sun. The sun doesn't have to do tap. It is everything below the sun that have to come up to the level of the sun, you see.
Yes.
Mm.
Dadashri dice, excepto por los lords Vitarag, que son los absolutos lords, Dada Tapé no fue hecho por ninguna otra persona. Y no dice mi tapé, dice Dada Tapé. Está tan separado de Empatel, de Gnani Purush, y habla como Dada Bhagwan. Este tapé no fue logrado por nadie, más que por los 24 lords. Este tap es Dada. Dada Bhagwan no hace tap. Es como el sol está allí, iluminando.
You know, and so Dadashri says, how, this is Dada's stuff, so how can you see it? How can you see it? Dada say, look, our dearest Dada in satsang is taking us even higher with us. He says, how can you see it? This is the tap of Dada. It's and it's invisible. How can you see it? You know, he says, not even for a second not even for a second do we have, are we in company of the Pudgal, of this Pudgal. Not even for 1 second we are in the company of this Pudgal. We are in company means you are together with the Pudgal. No, not even for 1 second. We are in company of the Pudgal. Pudgal means that which fills and which empties, but it also means Vibhavik Pudgal, you know, Vibhavik Pudgal. In other words, it's not natural Pudgal anymore. It says Prakriti. Prakriti is Vibhavik Pudgal, all right? Pudgal, everybody knows, it fills and it empties. It eats and then it eliminates. It thinks a lot and then it sleeps, you see. So it's Pudgal, but it's not natural Pudgal, you see. It is not natural. I'm speaking very long, I'm sorry, go on.
Okay. No, complete it, please.
It's not natural Pudgal because the Kashais have made this Pudgal unnatural, you see, whereas for Dada, it is a natural Pudgal, and not even for 1 second he is in company with Dada's, you know, the Pudgal complex of M. Patel. You know, he's not there.
Yes. Entonces Dada le dicen, entonces le dice, ¿cómo es que puedes ver, es el tapé de Dada, ¿cómo lo puedes ver? Y Dada dice, ni por un segundo estamos en compañía del Pudgal. El Pudgal acá dice, es lo que se llena, se vacía, el Vivavi Pudgal, pero en realidad es el Prakruti. Y no es un Pudgal natural, ¿no? Porque está con Kashais. Así que eso, ni por un segundo está en contacto con eso, Dada. Y no sé, por un segundo está en contacto con el Pudgal de Aen Patel.
He says, Pudgal, you see, Pudgal. This Pudgal of yours, Luz or Silvina or Anila, this Pudgal this Pudgal has been formed, you see, this Anila, this Shuddha, this Luz is now there in this life. In the last life, it existed as Kashais, okay, 4 Kashais. In this life, it is now a Prakruti, you see, because you and I have separated Soyamapura. This is the Prakruti of Shuddha, this is the Prakruti of Luz, this is the Prakruti of Anila or Damian, you see, this is the Prakruti, you see. And it has its own view. It sees and it wants and it doesn't want. It is in rag. It is in likes and dislikes, okay? It is in likes and dislikes. It has Pudgal Bhav, it is called Pudgal Bhav, you know, view. You know, when you say, if you're so loose, I'm loose, then the bhavs or the views of loose will automatically be there. You can't escape those views. When you say, you're so Patricia, then the views of Patricia will automatically be there, no matter what you do. You cannot escape them.
Yes. Yes. Este Pudgal se formó por los Kashais de una vida pasada y por eso está este Prakruti. Está el Prakruti de Shuddha, de Luz, de Anila, Damián, y cada uno tiene su propia visión. Es el Pudgal Bhau. Y por ejemplo, inmediatamente cuando decimos, bueno, yo soy luz, aparece la visión de luz, está allí, o cuando aparece la visión de Patricia, está allí esperando y hay que salir de allí, hay que escapar de esa visión.
The Pudgal Bhav. And then that's called Pudgal Bhav, you know, Bhav of Luz. Luz is having this, and Luz is seeing this, and Luz wants this, and Luz doesn't want this. That's called Pudgal Bhav, you see. Whereas yours, Soyamapura, is Chetan Bhav, you see. And Chetan Bhav means the view of the Chetan. If you use intention, you will go wrong, because Amapura has no intentions, you see. So it's a view of Soyamapura, you see. And the knowledge of Soyamapura increases with 5 Agnas. So 5 Agnas is the knowledge of Amapura, you see. So that is, and so Dadashri says, let me see if I translate erosion. And that is where I remain. Our tap in this separation point, in this separation point is where our tap is. In other words, In other words, never to allow it to become one is Tapa. Never to become loose, Anila, Damian is Tapa, is inner penance, you see. Never to go into the vision or the belief that this is happening to me. I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling hot, I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling lousy, etc. These are, you can't even say that because you come out of Tap. That means, you know, the views of Damian or Gonzalo or Anila have taken over now, you see.
Yes. El Pudgal Bao es, por ejemplo, de luces, quiero esto, quiero aquello, ¿no? Eso es el Chetan Bao, es la visión del Bao. Alma pura no tiene ninguna intención y el conocimiento del alma pura crece con las 5 Agnas. Y Dadashri decía, y allí permanezco, en este punto de separación, y es allí donde está nuestro tapé. Y es no volver a la visión del Fai 1. A mí me sucede esto, o tengo hambre, o estoy vaga, o lo que sea. Si dices esto, inmediatamente te sales de tapes.
Yeah, at the line of demarcation, there is a line, you see, you know, of Amapura versus loose, Amapura versus loose, you see, or Damian, you know, in other words, there is that line, that's an invisible line, but it has become visible to you and I now, you see. That line was not visible to us before the Gnan we did. Now it has become visible. Swayamapura. Hey, Swayamapura, you know, don't go there. Can you see that is not your territory? That's not your land. That is not your home anymore. That, you know, this here is who I am, you see. So Dadashri's Tap is at that line of demarcation. Pudgal Bhav, Chetan Bhav, you see. These are all views of the Pudgal. And he, the Dadashri, and this word Pudgal is very amazing, okay? It is, Pudgal means, except for Amapura, everything is Pudgal, whether everything is Pudgal. This entire world is Pudgal, you know. It arises and then it dies down. It comes up and it dies down. It comes up and it dies down, you see.
Cada tapé es estar, es Trada tapé y después Pudgal. Y Dada dice, excepto el alma pura, el resto es Pudgal. El mundo entero es Pudgal. Todo aparece, surge y luego decae. Todo nace y muere.
Okay. This is much more. Let me see how long this is. Yeah, well, we got about same amount more, another 6-7 lines more on this fantastic Tap, magnificent Tap. You see, you know, what is this magnificent penance? Then the answer is, there's the boundary between Amapura within you and I am loose. There's a boundary. You see, don't become loose. Don't be with loose. Don't give company to lose. Lose doesn't need your company. You just see what is happening, you see. And before you can continue to see, you have to be aware of this line, you see. You have to be aware that whatever the desires and the expectations and the rejections and the disappointments that are there belong to Luz, belong to Damian, to Gonzalo, not. This is Pudgal Bhav. This is not I. This is not I. Okay?
Yes. Esta magnífica penitencia, ¿no? Es como que el alma pura tiene como una pequeña atadura con luz. Entonces, luz no necesita la compañía, no necesita absolutamente nada. Sé consciente de esta línea. Todo pertenece al Pudgal Bhav, de Luz, de Damián, de todos. Y estar en conciencia de que yo no soy eso.
We, in other places, we have called Pudgal as non-self, you see. Non-self, you see. That is where magnificent penance happens, at the line of demarcation. His words are of Dada, the line of demarcation. I have drawn a line of demarcation within each one of you. You are here now. This is Pudgal. This is Pudgal. Okay, Shuddhatma Bhagwan, let's take a break.
Ok.
And we'll
Vamos a
be
tomar
back
un
in 10
recreo.
minutes. 10 minutes.
Termino con esta.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Pudgal es el no ser. Este es el magnífico tapé de estar conscientes de la línea de demarcación. Y vamos a un recreo de 10 minutos. Thank you, Shuddha.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcella, dear.
¿Cómo estás, Patri?
¿Cómo estás, Damián?
Bien, muy bien.
Me alegro.
Con muchas
¿Cuándo vas a
preguntas.
venir a...
Hoy está hablando más profundo, Shuddha.
Ah, ¿viste?
Sí.
Ya desde noviembre que empezamos el libro este de Niruma, una
No, pero
profundidad
ahora,
total.
este específicamente.
A mí me
¿Por
pasa
qué,
cada vez
por
que
qué
termina
decís?
uno. Cada vez que
por-
termina uno, y digo, ay, este es divino, es el mejor, qué bárbaro. ¿Por qué decís que? Contame.
Tapé. ¿Por qué decís tapé? Es tapa.
Tapa.
Tap,
Ah, bueno,
tap,
tap,
tapé.
tap,
Queda en
tapé,
francés.
tapa. Porque soy así, fina, ¿viste? Prakruti.
Bueno,
¿Cómo es? Tap,
me llama.
decime.
Él
Tapé,
dice
tap,
tap en inglés, tap o tapa.
tap,
Se escribe tapa.
tap, sí.
Bueno.
Porque al principio lo escuchaba, me sonaba como tapé. El tap, esa. Por
Puede
eso,
ser.
tapa, tap,
Bueno.
tap.
Bueno,
Gracias.
me llamo a silencio y me preparo un café. Chao.
Ay, yo quiero uno, tráeme. Yo tengo medias lunas con dulce de leche.
Bueno.
So we continue.
Yes.
Okay. So Dadashri says that not even for a second do we give company, become one, become Tanmayakar, become the body-mind, M. Patel, we come with these bhavs that are of views that are of the non-self. There are the views of this non-self, Shuddha, Luz, Marcella, Laura, those views. And then there are my views of Gnan, Darshan, Gnan, Charitra, Tapa. This is in my view. In my view, I want to see in the light that is mine. I do not want any more candle lights, okay?
Yes. Dada dice, ni por un segundo están en la compañía de tan Mayakar, mente y cuerpo de Empatel, con visión de mente, del no ser. Esta visión de soy Shuddha, soy Marcella, Laura. Mi visión, quiero ver en la luz, en la luz que soy. No quiero más luz de velas.
To do the tap, to do the inner penance, that the Chetan Bhav, the view of the Chetan, does not merge with, mix with, not even a single Pudgal Bhav, not even a single view of Pudgal. This separation requires tap. This separation requires tap.
Yes. Para hacer tap no debe de haber ni una simple ni pequeña nada ni partícula del Pudgal. Para esta separación se requiere tap.
And the Chetan Bhav, the view of the Chetan does not merge even with one view of the Pudgal.
La visión del Chetan Bhav no tiene nada del Pudgal.
Enter into a single view of file 1. Okay,
Ni una simple visión del archivo 1.
Yeah. There are millions of views of file 1. Even in sleep, when file 1 is sleeping, there are all kinds of views going on, you see.
When we dream too, that it's
Absolutely.
also...
Yes, absolutely. This is here is a living dream. That one is a dream in sleep. This is a daytime dream. That one is a dream in sleep. There's no difference, really.
La visión del Chetan Bhav no tiene absolutamente nada de Pudgal, ni una simple visión de File One. Y esto es inclusive hasta cuando dormimos. Si yo le pregunté cuando soñamos también, sí. Y es lo mismo cuando soñamos y cuando tenemos las visiones del archivo 1, del Pudgal.
Only the Darshan, only the Gnan. Of course, Charitra is much later, but that which is seen in the light of Darshan Gnan is my view. That's all. That's my view. The rest is happening in this one called Shuddha, Laura, Marcella. You see, it's just happening.
Solo el Darshan, lo que es visto en la luz en la luz del Darshan es mi visión. y el resto es lo que sucede a todo lo relativo.
Dadashri has said in Aptavani 9 a very beautiful sentence that which is seen in Darshan, Gnan, Charitra and Tap, that which is seen, you see, in Gnan, Darshan, Charitra and Tap is I, and that is Paramatma, that is Dada Bhagwan or the Absolute Self, you see.
Yes. Dada dijo que todo lo que es visto con Darshan, Gnan, Charitra y Tap es el yo, es Paramatma, es el ser absoluto.
You see, the Tap dependence is needed when this view of the self, Swayamapura, does not get lost in the view, does not enter, does not mix, of course cannot happen anymore, but does not acquire a single view of the non-self, does not acquire a single view of the not-self, not even temporarily. That at that level the tap has to exist at that level, This is impossible to happen for a person who has not had the Gnan Vidi. You see, this is the exact, that is why Dada says that except for the Vitarag lords, and except for the tap of Dada, nobody ever has done this level of tap,
Dada dice que la penitencia es absolutamente necesaria para no perderse, para no mezclar, y no se requiere ninguna visión de lo relativo. Y cuando no está la visión de lo relativo, el tap sucede. Y así Dada decía que excepto los Lord Pitarag y Dada Tap eran los únicos que podían estar en esa visión.
Dadashri says that when will this kind of merge with Pudgal Bhav, when will this merge with Pudgal Bhav? When somebody cuts Dada's ear, physically cuts Dada's ear, then if at that time, if the tap does not happen, means the pure knowing seeing state does not happen, and that and then it will become Pudgal. It will have a view. The same Chetan, the same Amapura will now adopt the view of I am Patel, right? Oh, because the body is joined, no? Body is joined with, still there, no? So something, yes. And the questioner says, yes, the body is very near, Dada. So you say Dada is being tortured, like Lord Mahavir was tortured, or Lord Jesus was tortured. At that time, the self, the Amapura energy may transiently become the Pudgal, may adopt the views of the Pudgal. Oh my Lord, why have you forsaken me? Why are you not looking at me? or might simply the body cannot suffer that pain, you see.
Yes. Dada dice, no hay que marchar con el pudgal, ¿no? Es como cortar la conexión directa con Dada, es como si le cortaran la oreja. Cuando marchas con el pudgal, el tap no sucede, y te vuelves el pudgal, ¿no? Entonces el cuerpo está como muy cerca. Esta es la pregunta que le hacen, que está muy cerca el cuerpo del alma pura. Y Dada dice, Dada, Lord Mahavir, Jesús, todos fueron torturados, pero el ser y el alma pura vinieron en su trascendencia. El cuerpo no podría resistir semejante tortura.
So Dada says, yes, the body is near, you see. The body
Dada dice, sí, el cuerpo está cerca.
Yes, the body is near, but also body is near, and not only that, it has a relationship, sambandh, relationship with circumstance, does it not? The body has a relationship with circumstance, does it not?
Yes. Dada dice, el cuerpo está cerca. Y no solo eso, tiene relaciones con las circunstancias, ¿no es así?
That not only the body, but the ama pura within everyone has a relationship with circumstances. You say, it's very close. When the dentist is drilling in your tooth, then you are tested, you see. You can say, oh, this is happening to Damian or Shuddha. This is happening. Why? Because he has already given the injection inside to really kind of block the nerves below the tooth, you see. And so all you feel is the drilling and the noise only, but you don't really feel the pain, but But when pain happens, then it is it's very difficult to remain separate. You can remain the knower again, but then you might at the same time, the knower is always there. The knower within the awakened one, within each one of us is always there. But at that time, the intensity of the pain will say, oh, doc, stop, put some more medicine in, or something like that,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Dada dice, ¿no?, que el alma pura tiene también relaciones con las circunstancias. Por ejemplo, vas al dentista, el dentista arregla tus dientes, y esto le sucede a Damian. Y aunque te den te dan una inyección, un anestésico y no sientes ningún dolor, solo escuchas los ruidos y lo que ves. Pero cuando sientes dolor, la intensidad, dices, no, por favor, más medicamento. Aunque el conocimiento esté ahí siempre, el dolor hace que sientas el cuerpo.
Okay, and that's become one with this. I'm giving you the last sentence here, which is kind of very subtle, almost requires a lot of reflection and understanding, but let us see if we can get into it a little bit, Dadashri says, is the relationship is of this with the circumstance, is it not? You the Amapura is now has a relationship with the circumstance of someone coming to cut your ear, you see. That circumstance, there's a relationship now, you see. If there's no relationship of that circumstance, that will not happen to you, you see. So there's a relationship of someone coming to cut the ear of, say, Dada or yours or mine, you know, somebody coming to cut the ear, you know. Now, Dadashri says, કાન કાપે ત્યારે કાન જોડે તો એકાકાર ના થાય, પણ પૂતગલ ભાવ જોડે એકાકાર થાય. Interesting. Okay. So Dadashri now says, at the time the ear is being cut, one does not become one with the ear, but one becomes one with the view of the putgal, of the body. See? You don't become one with the ear. The ear is being cut. But you do not become one with the ear. You become one with what this putgal, this body complex, is seeing, or is in the vision of the body complex, it's seeing that this is happening. It's a view of the putgal, and this is happening, you see.
Dice que en el momento, por ejemplo, que te vienen a cortar la oreja, no te vuelves uno con la oreja, te vuelves uno con el complejo del cuerpo, mente y habla, con el pudgal. Y esta es la visión del complejo del cuerpo. Esto es lo que está sucediendo.
You see, so it's a very subtle sentence of Dada, my friends. The ear is being cut, you do not become one with the ear, but you become one with the views of the body, what the body is going through. You become views of what, you become one with the view of the body. The body is going through pain, and you take on the view of the body with, oh, it's horrible, it's very painful, you see. And Dadashri says it should not break there. The tap should not break there. Yet you have to keep the tap. Keep the tap. Keep the tap there, okay?
La visión, te vienen a cortar la oreja, ¿no? Y es la visión con lo que está sucediendo, no te vuelves uno con la oreja. Es la visión de lo que está sucediendo, es la visión del cuerpo dolorido. Entonces, Dada dice que no debes romper el tap, déjalo que se caliente.
That is the level of the tap we all are shown by Dada. You know, Dada is just saying that even in the extreme cases, it is really happening to the putgal. And the putgal may even make a lot of noises, but you remain in your awareness. You remain in your awareness, Swayama Pura. Shuddhatma Chu, Shuddhatma Chu, you say. Shuddhatma Chu. Now, then you have maintained tap. Just because the body makes a lot of noises doesn't mean you have lost it. You understand? That the tap has been broken. No. This, even in situations of extreme pain, tap is possible with this darshan, this Gnan, this tap. It is possible. Yes, it is possible. It's in fact, you may continue to know. You see, your knowingness does not never leaves. You see, your knower always there, always there, always there, always there. You see, to attain the bhav of the Pudgal means, quote unquote, becoming Pudgal. That cannot happen as soon as the pain is over again. You're back, you see. So it's a very loaded sentence. When the ear is cut, one does not become one with the ear, but one does become one with the view of the Pudgal. Very loaded, deep sentence, but you know,
Yes.
that is why it is called wow, magnificent tap. You see, magnificent tap. In extreme situations, you may become one with the view of the Pudgal, but not for long. You see, just okay.
Este es el nivel de TAP que Dada nos mostró, y todo lo que nos muestra es todo lo que le está sucediendo, que permanezcamos en esta visión de todo lo que le está sucediendo al Pudgal y que permanezcas en el alma pura. Entonces mantienes el TAP. Aunque el cuerpo haga ruido, tenga dolor, mantiene el TAP. Y es posible debido al Darshan, al Gnan, al TAP. Y es de hecho lo que continúa conociendo, y con el conocimiento siempre está allí. Quien obtiene el Pudgal Bhau, entonces el dolor vuelve. Cuando no te vuelve, como porque, por ejemplo, cuando no te vuelves uno con la oreja, si te vuelves, estás en la visión del Pudgal. Y estar en la visión del alma pura es es una magnífica visión. A veces se puede perder, pero no, pero podés volver a la visión a TAP.
Shuddha?
Yes, Damian.
For having a higher tap, do you need extreme circumstances? Or
no. The heavier the circumstance for a Mahatma, the higher the nature of the tap, you see. In other words, Mahatmas have been placed where now tap is possible, you see. Tap is being done all the time. A lot of tap is gone by all Mahatmas all over the world. It happens inside. They don't shout and tell the others about it, you see. So then sometimes very difficult tap arises. And the Mahatma is in penance, you see. Extreme, Dadashri has just shown us the extreme example where he has given a definition that he has defined it, that it is still possible not to blur this line of demarcation, you see. And transiently it might feel that it is happening to me, but the tap continues inside, you see. For that moment, split seconds, you know, he says, oh my God, I'm going to die, you know. But as soon as that is over, the Amapura is always back there. Amapura, it's always there. He doesn't even have to say it, you see. Okay, translate that, then I'll tell you more.
Traducida, Gnani, tu pregunta, ¿cuál fue? Tu pregunta,
Mi
decime.
pregunta es si para crecer en nuestro TAP tenemos que tener circunstancias extremas como Lord Mahavir o Jesús.
Sí, entonces dice que los Mahatmas fueron emplazados en un lugar donde TAP sucede dentro. Por supuesto que no se lo van a estar diciendo a todo el resto de las personas, ¿no? Es difícil que el TAP surja sin este conocimiento, sin el Gnan. Y Dada es el ejemplo máximo, ¿no? Y lo que marca Dada es no cruzar esa línea de demarcación. El TAP va a seguir allí. Puede ser que por algunos segundos crucemos esa línea, pero solo por unos segundos y enseguida volvemos, porque el alma pura siempre está allí.
Yeah, and top intensity could be very high for a little bit of a period of time, very high for a little bit of period of time, like the dentist office example, or it could be going on for a very long time inside, you see. Inside is going on. That also, you know, it never leaves. It's always there. Like for example, what is happening to these human beings in Turkey and Syria right now, you know, earthquake, after earthquake, after earthquake, you see, in winter, you know. So, you know, say even if your own body is not affected, say you are seriously affected because your home is destroyed, or you know, somebody or the other that you know is no more, you see. So that is also very high level of top. High. It's high, but in this duration, you see. It's always there, you know. You think you're done with one earthquake and then another one comes, you see. One has been horrible and then another one comes, you see. So this also is there. Now, because you and I, Damian, are in the Amapura, you know, because we are here, we can really begin to appreciate their suffering, you see. Theirs is a forced tap. In other words, they have to suffer. Forced tap means it's you burn inside, you burn outside, you know, you just, you know, you watch the destruction. Whereas ours is nothing can be destroyed because I am indestructible. This false value that I had put on this body was false. You see?
Yes. Este tap de intensidad puede llegar a ser muy alto cuando estamos en el dentista o puede seguir por mucho tiempo, ¿no? Imaginemos lo que está pasando en Turquía o en Siria luego del terremoto y que está sucediendo en invierno. Por ahí nosotros nos sentimos afectados aunque no estemos allí. Esto es un nivel muy elevado. Y a veces piensas que algo feo vino, bueno, se terminó y después viene otro. pero tú y yo sabemos que somos alma pura y que comenzamos a apreciar el sufrimiento. Y es que deben de sufrir, ¿no? Como ves cómo se queman por dentro, cómo se queman por fuera, ves la destrucción. Pero en realidad yo soy indestructible. El error es poner el valor en el cuerpo, poner el valor en lo externo.
Shuddha, and for us Mahatmas, to do tap is just to remember that everything that gives us pain or pleasure is justified.
No, nothing to remember. Simply
To know.
Simply to be who you are. Swayamapura. I am seeing. I'm seeing now what is happening to Damian. That's that easy as that, you see. I'm seeing now that Damian is recovering. You know, Damian is going through this. You see, Damian is anxious, but then Damian is not anxious. I'm seeing Damian is now getting the injection by the dentist, you see. And then the dentist checks and there is nothing, is drilling, it's just a drilling. But I am seeing Damian's tooth being drilled. I see that, you know, it's just the noise, that's all. And there's really no pain. There is no pain while he's drilling because it's numb. So you have to say, Damian, there is really no pain. There is no pain. And he would have drilled, and then he fills up the cavity, and then he says, okay, you're done. And, you know, yeah, this looks odd here, but, you know, just take these 2 tablets of Aleve, or, you know, takes these 2 tablets, you know, pain medicines before the pain comes. You see, so 3 hours from now, you know, take one now, and, you know, and take one before the next pain comes, you see. And so for the 24 hours, you're fine. Yeah, there's nothing, you know, just a little ache, you're aware of it. That's all. You're aware of it. The anxiety about it. Oh, what's going to happen? The dentist, no way. I'm never going to the dentist. That only multiplies the situation. The anxiety is multiplied by the view of also Damian, I am Damian. Whereas the knowledge is always in the present. Or the dentist might say, oh, I'm checking it. You know, your teeth are fine. You really don't need to do anything. It's good news. Go, come back in 6 months, you know, and make sure that you floss the teeth, or you do whatever you need to do to clean in between the teeth, you know, that's all. You know, so there, it's over. You see, so the anxieties, the Pudgal Bhav is like an instant huge big tree, you see.
Instant, so you said
instant big tree, you see.
Okay. Yes.
And the
Yes,
whole world of Laura or Damian or Anila will arise the moment you say, the moment you side with those views. Those are not your views. Don't side with them. Don't side with them. You can, you know, if Damian is very anxious about going to the dentist, you can say, I'm with you, don't worry about it. You know, he may not do anything. So what's the big deal? And plus, he's very good, you know, he gives good injection. You don't feel anything. You don't even feel the injection. That's how good he is, because what they do is around the gum line, they first put a local anesthetic and they rub it, you see, and they rub it. And so this is just a liquid. And so then when he puts the needle, you don't feel the needle. And then slowly he pushes the anesthetic. So it just, it numbs all the territory. It's like the fire, a huge forest fire taking over the trees. You see, it just numbs it, you know.
Yes. ¿Cuál fue tu pregunta, Damián? Damián.
Mi pregunta fue si el TAP es solamente recordar que cada cosa que para nosotros los Mahatmas, sin ir al extremo del Lord Mahavir o de Jesús, si es solamente recordar que cada cosa que nos pasa enfrente es un archivo.
Gracias.
Y
bueno, a lo cual Shuddha le responde que sé quién eres, ¿no? Tú sabes que eres alma pura y ves lo que le sucede a Damián. ¿No? Ahora veo que Damián está ansioso, ahora no está ansioso, ahora tiene que ir al dentista, ahora le van a dar la inyección, ve cómo el dentista le retira el diente y lo que solo siente son ruidos, no tiene absolutamente nada de dolor. Entonces, porque le puso una inyección y el dentista le dice, bueno, ya estás listo, por ahí te ves la cara y ves que estás hinchado, pero bueno, te da unas pastillas para que tomes y no sientas dolor. Antes de que venga el dolor te tomas las pastillas. Y en 24 horas ya estás listo. Pero es la ansiedad lo que se multiplica, ¿no? El conocimiento siempre está presente. Y esto... Y entonces estás bien. Pero es el Pudgal, el Bau, lo que hace como crecer árboles instantáneos, ¿no? Esta ansiedad es lo que hace crecer como árboles instantáneos. Y bueno, resulta que vas al dentista y ves que no duele, que te pone una crema, que te adormece y después como que te da la inyección y esa inyección que te da, ese anestésico que te da, te duerme toda esa parte, ¿no? Es como si un fuego en el quemara todos los árboles, no hay absolutamente ningún dolor ahí. Es solamente la ansiedad.
Yeah, the effect, say this circumstance. So the question is, the real answer to Tap is, Tap, we are now endowed with the same energy as the energy of Lord Mahavir or Lord Jesus or Lord Simandar. Same energy. To face any tap in life, the only thing that is lacking is our understanding. This is why we are here in this satsang. The only difference, and everybody's tap is different, you see. Tap of Lord Mahavir was different, tap of Dada is different, tap of yours and mine is different. What is the big difference in our tap? And the answer is they had increased their self-energies to such a level that it wasn't even a tap anymore, you see. You can increase your energies to such a level that there is no concern about the nature of the tap. There is simply no entry into Pudgal Bhav anymore, you see. There is no entry into Pudgal Bhav. Jesus entered into Pudgal Bhav, but not Lord Mahavir, not even Dada. Dada never complained about anything in this world, And that's where Dada wants us all to be, slowly, step by step, with exact vision, understanding. And he made it exact with this Agnas. He says, just Agnas. I might be describing all of these things as Dada in detail, but really I bring you right here to Agnas. Yes. You know?
El tap es la misma energía que Lord Mahavir, Jesús y Mandar, Dada. Todos tenemos diferentes taps, ¿no? Pero todos tenemos la misma energía para enfrentar, igual que ellos, cualquier situación, cualquier tap que surja. Y va a surgir taps diferentes, como fueron diferentes para Lord Mahavir, para Jesús, para Dada. Pero todo esto incrementó tanto sus energías que no había absolutamente ninguna preocupación por el origen o por el tap que fuera a suceder. Y ellos en ningún momento se quejaron. Y Dada nos da con esta exacta visión, conocimiento y las 5 Agnas, ¿no? Y nos trae a las 5 Agnas con todo esto.
You know, we only described Darshan. We said Darshan is Darshan, view as the self, Swayama Pura. Then what is Gnan? Gnan, when this Darshan is multiplied, or is in which this Darshan is with Darshan with Tap. The Darshan with Tap is equivalent to Gnan. Gnan means experience. That is called experience of Amapura, experience. You see? So in any situation that arises from morning till evening, from dhamyans, you know, sometimes may not be pleasant, sometimes may be pleasant. When you accept it with equanimity, you know, Agna 4, when you accept it, you don't throw it back, you don't run away from it, you don't blame anyone, then that results in Gnan. That is the experience of Amapura. That is your experience, Gnan, you see. And where there is Gnan, there is no pain. There is no pain whatsoever. With Gnan, there is no pain. That is called the experience of the Amapura. And we want to get that experience, you see. We want to come to that level of experience, that we are not affected by what is happening in this very violent world of, you know, it may appear it's very calm right now, but you never know what may happen, you see. So we are all getting our work done, which is simply to really come into more and more experience, more and more Gnan as Amapura. You see, more and more Gnan as Amapura.
Yes. El Darshan, la visión del ser y el Gnan. Cuando este Darshan con Tapé, está el Darshan con Tapé, la experiencia del Gnan del alma pura surge. En cualquier circunstancia que surja, es aceptar lo que venga y aceptarlo con ecuanimidad, sin culpar, ni escaparte, ni quejarte. Y es tu experiencia. Con el Gnan no hay dolor. Y tú quieres esa experiencia porque quieres tener este Gnan en este mundo que vivimos tan salvaje. Tener más experiencia y más Gnan es el alma pura.
So my friends, very beautiful. More things are coming. We will now reserve them. We'll take this up next time when we meet. Exactness at every level is what Dadashri is giving us all, you know. Exactness. Slowly, steadily, but in exactness.
En exactitud, lentamente, con claridad, es la exactitud del nivel de lo que Dada nos da.
Well, thank you very much, my friends. Jai Sachidanand, highest namaskars from Patricia, Marcella, and everyone else to each other. Huh?
Thank you to you, Shuddha. Thank you.
Thank
Jai
Jai
Thank you.
Sachidanand.
Thank you very much.
Jai Sachidanand. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Satchidananda.
Jai Sachidanand, Herman, and Silvina, and Delia, and Gonzalo, and everyone else.